Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome back to our channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that the video is going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine, as you can see. Kisumu is fantastic, and maybe you could also let me know where you are watching the video from. The county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, there is something which I've been mentioning as a by the way on this platform since Rigathi Gachagua was impeached. And those who've been following the channel very closely should acknowledge that at least on 2 occasions, I've pointed out that there's high chance that the next target, the next person to be impeached is likely to be none other than the Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Wetangula. And because in politics nothing happens out of mere coincidence, in this video, I want to explain to you guys why I strongly believe that Moses Wetangula's days are actually numbered. And today, there is this story on the Star. There is this story on the Star. This story here, Raila pushes for bigger stake as shake-up looms. Ladies and gentlemen, Raila Odinga is currently holding the key to William Ruto's re-election bid in 2027 after the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. And according to that story, Raila Odinga is demanding for bigger stake in government. He's actually demanding for a slot. And those within the political circles have actually told me that Junet Mohammed is likely to join the cabinet, either as a cabinet secretary for interior or as part of addition, because Raila Odinga is demanding more stakes in government. And one of the positions Raila Odinga is also demanding is that of the Speaker of the National Assembly. And because Raila Odinga holds the key to William Ruto's re-election bid, there's a high chance that Moses Wetangula might actually be impeached. So in this video, I want to reveal to you guys why personally, after analyzing facts, and of course going by this story, Moses Wetangula should be ready. And you guys should not be surprised when you'll hear, not now, but in the next few months, when calls for Wetangula's impeachment will begin. But before I do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I've always opined on this particular platform that in politics, there are only 2 constants. The first constant in politics is interest. As long as the interest of politicians can converge, they will always work together. In 2022, the interest of Moses Wetangula and those of William Ruto were converging, because William Ruto needed the support of the Luhya nation. And of course, Wetangula also needed to teach Raila Odinga a political lesson. So both of them ended up working together. As a matter of fact, today in the Republic of Kenya, William Ruto's presidency can actually be attributed to the support he received from none other than Moses Wetangula. The Bukusus in Bungoma gave Ruto, I think, some 200,000 votes or thereabouts. And those votes really counted for William Ruto. There are those who argue that if Raila Odinga had retained, and it's a fact, Wetangula on his side, probably things would have been different. So their interests were converging. But because politics has 2 constant, another one is betrayal. Who would have thought, for example, that today in the Republic of Kenya, Rigathi Gachagua would be out of office? Who would have imagined? After the way he attacked Uhuru Kenyatta, because by that time, his interest and Ruto were converging. So in my view, and I strongly believe that Moses Wetangula should be very careful, because number one, he has refused to fold his party called Ford Kenya. When William Ruto took office, he made appointments. One of the appointments he made was that of the Prime Cabinet Secretary. The other appointment he made was that of the Speaker of the National Assembly. From those appointments, the moment those appointments were made, it meant that Moses Wetangula and Mudavadi were no longer going to be the party leaders of their respective political parties. As we speak, as much as they are not the party leaders of their political parties, they're still calling the shots. Then William Ruto started requesting them to merge their political parties to form one bigger party, because William Ruto has always envisaged a situation where he controls a very big political party. Even if you go back during the Jubilee time, the reason William Ruto agreed to merge his URP and TNA was because he wanted a big political party. So William Ruto is keen on a big political party. So he requested them, you guys, can you dissolve your political parties? Wetangula up to now has refused to merge his party. And personally, that is the best decision Wetangula must stick to. Mudavadi has agreed to merge his political party. In fact, I think the last resolution of their political party was that they were going to merge their political party to join UDA party.
The constitution of our party, ANC, permits us to merge with your party. The conversation today is therefore within our party laws. I have no doubt in my mind that this idea is one whose time has come. In politics and governance, the overriding objective of participating in politics, whether as individual politicians or as political parties, is to win.
You get that point? And because Weta has refused to merge his political party, I think at the appropriate time, it's going to be punished. And I want you guys to check this. Unless he's going to agree. But if he were to agree to merge his political party, take Bungoma. How many UDA MPs are in Bungoma? How many? So it means if he were to agree to merge Ford Kenya, he's going to be swallowed. He must retain the identity of Ford Kenya. In fact, Wetangula is the Speaker of the National Assembly because he's the leader of Ford Kenya. If there was no Ford Kenya, he would not be the Speaker. So that's a fact. The second thing, or number two, is Raila Odinga factor in 2027. From the story, which is in the Star, because smart people read the Star. From this story, it is clear that Raila Odinga and his team have also realized that they have power over Ruto currently. Because for William Ruto to be re-elected, I can assure you, because the mountain has drifted away from William Ruto. There is no way William Ruto can win the presidency of the Republic of Kenya minus the support of Raila Odinga, as long as the mountain are not with him. Never. Never. Politics is a game of numbers, and numbers don't lie. William Ruto's votes in the last election, over 47% of them came from the mountain. If they are going to leave, it means William Ruto must get the support of Raila Odinga, and because of that, the value of Moses Wetangula compared to the value of Raila Odinga, as far as William Ruto is concerned, cannot be compared. So which means if Raila Odinga were to place a demand on Ruto, boss, this is what I want. I want the Speaker of the National Assembly. And then Raila can even decide to trade that Speaker with the Bungoma. He can give the Speaker to the brother to Tim Wanyonyi, nothing will stop him from doing that. Because Raila is going to support Sakaja in Nairobi. Then he can say, okay, let's support Sakaja in Nairobi, but where do you place Tim Wanyonyi? Tim Wanyonyi must be the Speaker of the National Assembly. Ruto will give in, because that will still seal Bungoma and the fact. So the value of Weta compared to Raila Odinga, you can't compare them. Number two, Raila Odinga is also placing the demands to Ruto. I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. William Ruto will meet some, he will not be able to meet some. I don't think the Speaker of the National Assembly is going to be a very difficult job for Ruto to agree to. In fact, even in the coastal region, Kingi must be very careful with the elevation of Joho as a cabinet secretary. Because according to Ruto, also in Mombasa or in the coastal region, ODM and Joho adds more value. In the last election, Kingi delivered how many votes? How many? Because those votes, Ruto himself might have actually just managed them. So Raila's demand might force Weta to be kicked out, because politics is a game of interest. And of course, we are also talking of the game of numbers. How many votes can Weta bring to Ruto, and how many votes can Raila bring to Ruto? Luo Nyanza alone is enough. How many members of parliament does Ford Kenya have compared to ODM? And ODM MPs are loyal to Raila Odinga. That's why you saw the way they voted for that bill. Because after receiving instructions, they will always just do what Raila wants them to do. Number three is something which has been there within the political corridors. That Rigathi Gachagua and Moses Wetangula were actually planning to contest as a pair in 2027. So Rigathi has been removed. If you are keen, Ruto has been removing Rigathi Gachagua and at the same time trying to deal with his allies. For example, in Mombasa, there is Mohamed Jichopevu, who started aligning himself with Rigathi Gachagua. What has William Ruto done? He has elevated Hassan Omar within the UDA ranks. So Hassan Omar today is the Secretary General of UDA party. That's exactly what is going to happen. Ruto will not trust Moses Wetangula. Moses Wetangula executed the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua because there was nothing he was going to do. But within the political corridors, there's always those rumors that Weta and Rigathi were planning, and that's why Weta refused to fold his own political party. Number four is also William Ruto's succession politics or plan. William Ruto is keen on two things. Number one, William Ruto is keen on locking out the mountain from succeeding him in 2032, because William Ruto believes that 2027 is already done and dusted. But he wants to have Mudavadi to succeed him. Weta has refused to play second to Mudavadi. As a matter of fact, by virtue of being the Speaker of the National Assembly, he believes that is the third in command. And therefore, he cannot give room for Mudavadi, which means he's going to interfere with William Ruto's succession politics. And because of that, I can assure you, he's going to pave way. William Ruto is ruthless. That's a fact. William Ruto is ruthless. It's not like Uhuru, it's not like Raila or any other politician. It's ruthless. He will have to be forced either to support Mudavadi. If he won't, go. And lastly, Ruto is also keen on controlling the lawyer politics. Why? Why do you think Ruto is keen on controlling lawyer politics? If, for example, Weta agreed to fold his party, Mudavadi agreed, then they joined UDA party. Then tell me, if UDA were to succeed in the Luya nation, even some of their allies, Weta allies, Mudavadi's allies, getting elected under UDA, who will control them? William Ruto will still control them as the leader of that outfit. So Ruto is keen on controlling the lawyer politics. So the moment Weta refused to follow this party, it means William Ruto cannot control. So he will be kicked out, powers reduced, influence reduced, and probably William Ruto will then now use Mudavadi and Raila to try and control the lawyer politics. Why would William Ruto want to control lawyer politics? The truth of the matter, and this is something which most people don't want to say, William Ruto wants to continue staying in power. He's too young to retire. And that's why the call for extension of the term of the president to 7 years, MP 7 years, governors and the rest, is something which Kenyans should be very careful about. Because that bill is likely to pass in parliament. The day it will pass, William Ruto will now start afresh. Fresh. So these others will not count afresh, then again, afresh again. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm saying there's a chance that Weta might be William Ruto's next target. I don't expect you to agree with me, but it's up to you if you don't want to agree with me. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.